Dun, 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 dun. All right, what's going on, Evan?
Damn. What's up, man?
Nothing. This is the first time I am doing the introduction. So this is the MulletCast, where we have business in the front and party in the back. Is that the
Nice.
slogan?
Sure.
All right, cool. So our guest today canceled, so it gives us the opportunity to do a little one-on-one with you. How's everything?
What's going on? Good. How you doing?
Good, good. So the premise of the MulletCast, we always see what's going on with your business. So tell us what you do.
So I'm an attorney. Excuse me. Obviously not a public speaker. We specialize. My firm's Balmer Law Group. We do business, entertainment, and real estate law. Office in Homedale and Asbury. So I'm a dude that went to law school kind of as a second career. Mm-hmm. So I opened a firm originally in New York on Wall Street when I graduated from school. And then I partnered with someone I went to school with, Adam Black. Mm-hmm. He had a firm, I had a firm, and then we merged. At one point, it was like probably 5 lawyers max.
Okay.
Average was about 3, me, Adam, and Josh. So in the last couple of years, like I basically segued out of working solely in New York to working entirely in New Jersey.
Nice, nice.
And then eventually, Josh joined the FBI.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Wow.
active on the Kavanaugh probe. No, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. He's based in New York.
Okay.
Adam got it heavy into litigation, went to a larger law firm.
Okay.
And then I basically opened Balmer Law Group in New Jersey.
Nice. So how long has the Homedale office been open?
So Homedale I started probably 2 years ago. So roughly, and it really started when I was still primarily practicing in New York. And I basically got a desk that I could pop in one day a week is how it started.
Okay.
So I think like I used to take the bus down to Wall Street, and in the summer it's like intolerable. Like you'd be standing outside, the bus would be like a half hour late because it's in hardcore traffic. Some days it could take you like 2 hours just to get to the tunnel from Wall Street. And I was like, this sucks. So let me work from, kind of from home, but not home. So I found a desk and a couple attorneys in Homedale in a building.
Okay.
So I'd literally start working one day a week, it was a spot to just pop in, have a desk, get calls, do that kind of stuff, see people if I needed to. And then I was like, this is pretty nice. I'm home in 15 minutes. Like, maybe I should do like
shabby.
2 days a week. Let's try like Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah.
Like, extend the weekend kind of. So it went that way. And then basically it just, I was like, what am I doing? Going to New York, this is a drag. You get so much work done in the amount of time you used to be commuting. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So and
that's
then
how it kind of grew.
now Asbury.
Right.
So you got a taste of being close to home, and you're like,
Yeah.
shit, why am I not closer to the beach? Was that the thought process in the new office?
Partly. And it was like also like, if I'm going to be close to home, why am I commuting all the way to Homedale? Like,
Yeah. Go somewhere cooler.
Let me stay a little bit even closer,
Yeah.
So part of it, like, as I was like the outpost, we had a couple attorneys in New York. I was the only dude in Jersey. So, you can get a little stir crazy. So I was like, I need to figure out a way to be around some other people. So originally I was looking into maybe going over to Bellworks a couple days just to pop in, be around a lot of other businesses, that kind of stuff. And just for whatever reason, I can never connect with people at Bellworks. It was hard, I think, because it was a little early on in the process. So I was like, you know what, why don't I go down to Asbury? I'd always thought about, I love Asbury. It'd be a cool place to see what's going on. So I started out with a small office in the co-working space down there.
Nice. Right on the second floor of High Voltage, right?
Yep, that's right.
That is an awesome spot.
I love that spot. So now it's like I can't. So I moved into a bigger office, and then part of the goal too was real estate wise, you need you need a conference room basically to do closings. So we added a conference room. And now you can't beat it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's sweet. So we're above a coffee shop and a bike repair shop.
Absolutely.
So it's like, I'll sit in my office. I got my door open. It's funny. Like I saw something the other day, like I want, you're buying stuff for your new office. Got a couple like Google Play speakers, like we need music in the office. And I literally have not used them once because I have the door open and High Voltage has like the sweetest playlist.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so like half the day I'm like, what the hell is this song? So I like got Shazam like out my door, like trying to figure out what they're playing. You know, I'm like, they have the sickest music, so it's like it's awesome. And then occasionally you'll hear like a ding, like a bike bell go off, or eventually like a inner tube will blow. You know, someone pumps up a tire too much. So it's a cool environment, and of course the coffee is unbeatable.
Yeah,
and
the food's killer.
Right.
Wasn't the governor just at High Voltage where your office is?
He was, yeah. So we did like some kind of conference down there. I actually happened to be in Homedale that day, so it was bad timing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What other businesses are up there with the co-works?
So it's an interesting collection of a lot of local, like odd businesses. That's what's always interesting. You find out like who these people are in weird spots. You know, like some dudes literally provide internet service for large securities firms.
Okay.
So like they don't call up Verizon and say we need like a hookup. Like they'll call these guys who provide like direct lines like from exchanges to their businesses, that kind of stuff. So
Nice.
that's one business. It's just a mixed bag of.
We had Jason on, right? He's up there.
That's right. There's a business coach up there, Jason Dukes. I'm trying to think. Other guys, commercial real estate owner. He kind of manages, just keeps a.
Oh, there's
an
one.
office.
Really? There's one up there?
Yeah, so he runs some various properties he owns. Kind of keeps. He used to be actually was interestingly enough in the music business also years ago. Yeah,
gravitated towards Asbury by chance.
Totally.
Right.
So he used to run the Musical Heritage Society, which was like a precursor to. I mean, they were really like a music catalog, like focusing on jazz and classical music, but it run out of Ocean, New Jersey. It's pretty crazy. Yeah,
that's awesome. So now you focus. Is it mostly just real estate attorney work?
So I do a combo. Really, my strength is anything like related to contracts.
Okay.
I kind of fell into real estate by chance.
Okay.
So I was going to say serendipity. It's like my favorite explanation for how people end up doing stuff. I had no interest in real estate law when I went to law school. There's some of the most brutal classes actually are the property classes.
Yeah,
like
I believe it.
you're reading like these cases from like the 1800s, and every property's called Blackacre, Greenacre, and your head spins on. You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, this sucks. I'm never going to do this in my life. And eventually, I kind of gradually fell into some real estate work, and then I found a lot of similarities between what I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to work in artist management, primarily in the music business. And so it's very, obviously contract heavy, but it's also, managing relationships a lot and managing personalities.
Big time,
yeah. So it's, like I talk about it like, in a weird way, an attorney in a real estate transaction is a lot like an artist manager. Like your client's the person buying or selling a property, and then you're the sort of their contact with the outside world and the rest of the people that are in their lives, right? So it's like, for an artist manager, you're working with like the record label, you're working with a publicist, a promotion company, promoters, all different people, and you're speaking on behalf of your client.
Yeah.
And you're organizing everyone's activities to achieve an end result.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a real estate transaction where you're the interaction. I'm working with my client's mortgage person. I'm working with their realtor. And kind of trying to bring everyone together.
I've never even thought of that before.
Right.
A lot of the time, the attorney is the one that's speaking on behalf of. And you kind of keep it together. Which is good.
Yeah,
because it needs somebody to do that.
Right. It's a weird thing because a lot of people at some point, like early on, they're working very closely with all the other people, but then at some point they're kind of detached from the transaction, and you're kind of the attorneys, and a lot of times their interface with all these other people.
I mean, I do the pre-approval.
Right.
The realtor helps find the house.
Yeah.
After disclosures are signed, and we receive a contract and the rate's locked, I step out.
Right.
My processor processes the loan, but the attorney's bringing it to the closing table.
Right.
Making sure everything's in place, everything's in time. I just have to meet the deadlines. So that's a good point. And as far as people you work with, I know you work with a lot of investors, right?
Yeah. So I do have a lot of investor clients that are flipping properties, some buy and holds as well. And that kind of everything goes through cycles, but it's a lot of I would say probably more retail clients that are just buying and selling their primary residence.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, we have a couple clients right now.
Yep.
We do a lot of first time buyers.
Sure.
And yeah, I think all the transactions so far have been pretty smooth.
Right.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you.
Right.
All right, I drove through Asbury on Saturday
Right.
to the zombie walk.
Yep.
Was swing by Porta for the beer and pizza special and the pumpkin.
Right.
And I saw a, you know what I'm talking about? It was good. It was good. And they had I saw a Lake House truck.
Right.
Lake House music truck in front of the Asbury Hotel.
Right.
And then I saw a picture on RMS title and appraisals page, I think.
Was there?
Of you with a guitar.
Right.
So what is that?
So I was rocking out. It's funny because I forgot to ask you. I thought maybe it was you. My daughter was also playing there on Saturday, and we were driving, and she's like, this whole crew of like zombie-looking people at Wonder Bar were like yelling at us as we drove by, and I didn't see who it was. So my first guess, I thought maybe you were there.
No.
So it's pretty fun. She's like, someone's waving at us. I'm like, yeah, they know we're playing, I guess.
Rock stars.
Yeah. So I go to Lake House Music. I got into it because my daughter goes there.
Okay.
So my entire life, I sucked at all instruments. Like I sucked. Like I tried to play drums. I tried to play guitar. My worst, probably what's got me off of drums. I was in the band in grammar school playing percussion.
Okay.
And we used to do a rock concert every year. And that was like, so band, you're playing literally like the setup, like the school band you can imagine, right? Yeah. And we're in the back, and like some songs you get to play the bass drum. Sometimes, when you're in sixth grade, the eighth graders are playing snare drum, because they earned it. So sixth grade, like you get the shaft when you have to march in the parade. You got to carry the bass drum, because it sucks and you're walking, and then maybe you're playing crash cymbals on a song. Wood block, so it's not like that exciting. Every year, then you do a rock concert, which is literally like they break out a drum set. The kids that can play guitar come play. You get soloists, and then the choir sings like the chorus part. So
that's awesome.
I was playing Hall & Oates' "Private Eyes." Okay. And there's like, I don't know if you remember the song. It's like "Private Eyes," and then it's like a clap, right? Mm-hmm. So even back then, they still had the technology to record the songs, and like we're in music class, like. I think it was like 5th or 6th grade, re-listening to the rock concert that we played. And I got progressively worse throughout the song, like because I can still picture myself. I'm like concentrating just on keeping the beat. Yeah. And then I'm supposed to like do this double tap like when everyone claps. And then you would hear like the choir clap, and then like a beat or two later, I was like boom, boom. Because, like I'm concentrating so hard and keeping time. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm supposed to do this. Boom, boom, Yeah. So I was brutal. All the kids are laughing at me. And, and then I was like, all right, I'm not going to play drums. I tried to play guitar for a while. And
were you scarred?
Just wasn't into it. Yeah, I was probably scarred. And it's funny. That's kind of why I got into the music business. Because, like, I loved, like, music. Like, I can, I grew up listening to music constantly. Yeah. So some of my first jobs were, like, internships at record labels. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, these people sit around and listen to music all day. Mm-hmm. Like I go into a guy's office, it looks like this studio basically. Yeah. There's like posters all over the wall. He's got a sweet, huge TV, huge stereo. Like this is it, man. Yeah. And it was a way to be around music without having to play. Yeah. Right? So that's really why I fell into it. So I thought I'd never play anything. I still toy around with the idea of like maybe I could rap or DJ or something. Like that's about as close as I could get. Like I'm never gonna play guitar, which is probably what I'd really love to do. Mm-hmm. So my daughter wanted to sing, so she started going to Lake House. So I'm on their mailing list, and like I get this email from Albie over there. It's like, dude, you should check out. We have this no experience beginner adult band. Okay. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like all right, I've been down this road before, my brother, but I'm like, it sounds kind of cool. So then I bump into him. He's like, you coming to the band thing? I'm like, you know what? I might check it out. Like, I'll come play bass for him. He's like, come down and check it out. You will leave playing a song that night. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So sure enough, I went. Like, literally had never picked up a bass before in my life. Okay. They strap it on me. He tells me, like, all right, put your finger here on this note, and then this note is here, and just do it. And we played like a couple songs. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like I legit played some songs, had a lot of fun. Like I saw this woman walked in, always wanted to play drums. She sits down, I teach her a couple things. She's playing drums. Like, holy, this is nuts, man.
Wasn't there a story about an old guy who his life.
Yeah. That was another band started the same time as us, ended up called Bob's Bucket List, because I actually jammed with Bob that night.
Okay.
This dude rolls in and is like, his lifelong dream was like to play in a band. And I think his granddaughter actually went to Lake House.
That's funny.
So this guy comes in, he wants to play keyboards, and they teach him a couple things, and he's playing, and guy's hilarious. Like, he's like so excited about it. But then he just like disappeared, and like no one ever saw him again.
It was the last thing on his bucket list.
So this other band, like, they ended up naming themselves after him, because Bob's bucket list wish was like to play in a band, and they're like, he did it, and
what's going on?
And now he's out of here. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious.
So it's pretty funny.
So your band played on Saturday?
Yeah. So part of the way it works is you basically go through, like, I don't know, it's 10 weeks, 12 weeks or something, and everything leads up to like a big performance. They call it the big gig.
Nice.
So you pick songs, learn songs, rehearse every week. We have like a 3-hour band practice.
Yeah.
I happen to go on Thursday nights. And then at the end of the semester, you have a big gig. This big gig was at Danny Clinch's gallery, Transparent Gallery down at the Asbury Hotel.
Yeah.
So it was a sweet
It looked
kind
like
of
a big
setting.
crowd, too.
Yeah, it was good. So like all weekend long, it's like literally, I don't even know, dozens of bands playing, like from morning, the young kids are playing, to nighttime, adult bands, like
Nice.
Like I say, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So are you sticking with bass, or are you gonna get back in the drum set? Is that?
It's kind of funny. Like every once in a while, I have these visions of like, it would be cool to play drums on a song.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, I remember like
Flashback.
Flashback.
Everyone pointing at you.
Maybe I don't have the timing or rhythm to do that. I don't know.
What's that scene in Carrie? They're all gonna laugh at you.
Totally.
when you touch it, yeah, that's hilarious.
So I don't know. I might find like an easy. The crazy thing is like our instructor Natalie, like she used to play drums in another band, and she'll occasionally pop in on the drums to show or drum or something. She's like, just do this, and she makes it look so friggin' easy that I start believing, like, maybe I could do that.
I can do it.
So I think about it. I think it would be cool I'd like to play guitar in a song eventually. That would be sweet.
Guitar sweet. Like
yeah.
acoustic or.
Nah, I want a full on rock.
You want a
out,
full,
you
want to
totally.
That's awesome.
Like plug in the Les Paul, get some fat
Yeah, get into
riffs
it.
going totally. But bass is fun. Like I had a lot of fun. And look, I'm playing bass with training wheels. Honestly, like there's a couple of cool songs. I do some stuff that sounds cool, but it's like literally I'm playing. I don't have the full on skills yet, but it's fun.
Easy, fun bass song that you can rock out to is "Killing in the Name of."
Oh yeah,
cool. Look at the tabs on that from Rage Against the Machine.
Check it out.
I used to play bass, and it was one of the first songs where I could actually dum dum dum.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
That's
all
a
bass.
good one. So it's funny because I learned a riff from Prophets of Rage, which is the same bass player from Rage, and it was it's like a badass sounding riff, but it's not terribly hard. The funny thing is I asked my instructor, I'm like, what's the note at the beginning of Running with the Devil,
Yeah.
And it's just an open string.
That's it.
So
the
other day I'm in my lesson, I'm like, bow, 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 bow. I'm like, dude, I'm like playing Van Halen, man.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty funny. But it's a good time. Like I highly recommend if anyone ever wanted to, thought about playing in a band, like Lake House is killer because they make it. It's a lot of fun, and it's like a very, like I'd say, practical approach, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why I failed as a guitar student as a kid. It's like, I don't know how old I was. I was probably like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, something like that. And I show up at some place in like a small room, and a dude's trying to get me to play House of the Rising Sun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I don't even know this song, and I don't know why you're teaching it to me, because I guess there was some theory like you learn this song first, and it just never clicked with me. This is like people like, my daughter's age kids go in, they tell them what songs they want, and they teach them how to play. They figure out parts that are easy to play, and it's like they got a band of kids and they're playing.
Absolutely.
So it's fun.
Now you appreciate it more. Like you'd be pumped to learn House of the Rising Sun.
Maybe. I'm still not that into House of the Rising Sun, but yeah, I'd have a different I'd have a different attitude about it, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now what else do you I know we got Mr. Dom over here.
What's going on?
What's
Spiffy
going on,
as always.
Dom? How you doing, man?
Oh yeah.
What else do you do for fun? What's their mullet?
So my mullet is probably like the most fun I have. I think I have 3 kids, so it's like, like obviously your fun is sort of their fun,
Yeah.
right? So you got to mix in little bits here and there.
Yeah.
So like the band things, like I pop out on Thursday nights, and then we did a gig. It was cool. My kids came down to see me play. It's pretty fun. So honestly, it's like taking the roof off the Jeep and the doors off, and then driving around somewhere is like you're like, all right, I got to go do this thing. But suddenly I don't have doors in my car, so that makes it kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's cool. You know, I love going to concerts. Like I do still love music. Go to the beach a lot. I like the boogie board. Never surfed, but
is that on the bucket list?
It is. Yeah. So I was actually trying to hook up, which failed. Like do a little podcast surf lesson. So we'll have to put that on the list still to do. But I would like to. I'd probably go figure out how to surf. Would be cool.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I do like boogie boarding, but I think surfing would be a lot of fun.
We should absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Maybe end of May.
Totally.
Ming, you in?
I'm in.
Nice. And then of course podcasting's a good time. So,
Yeah.
You know, this is.
So this is. We'll finish with this. So this the MulletCast,
right?
And we've done over 20 episodes now.
Yep.
Right. So this is kind of your baby.
Right.
What made you want to do it?
So I think part of it is I'm naturally interested in people, right?
Okay.
And I think it's a good excuse for someone to. It's odd. Like if I was curious about some business owner and I called up and said, "Hey, do you want to have a cup of coffee?" They'd be like, "Who the hell's this guy? What's this guy talking about?" You know.
Want some
it's
free
like,
food.
Suddenly, if like you have a podcast or something like to come, it's like a forum that they'll come in and talk to you. So it opens a lot of doors like that probably wouldn't be open otherwise. I also like broadcast. Like back when I was in undergrad, I was a history major, and at the tail end of like my I think I started as an econ major. Like I was a disaster in college. And at the tail end of my experience, I fell into the journalism school, and I was a DJ at the radio station, like my 4 years there. But then I started falling into all these classes. So I was doing like radio, television. We were, you know, and I like at the end, I was like 50-50, like flipping a coin between film school and law school. And probably film school would have been a better fit for me.
Those are polar opposite.
Totally. Yeah.
Those are like
so I think
different.
I've always had like an interest in doing something like this. You know? So it's cool to get into it. And then also just the opportunity to speak to people I like.
Yeah, we've had restaurant owners to, you know, real estate professionals. Today we're going to have some social media marketing media pros.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm part of the MulletCast now as a co-host too.
Right. Yeah, it's a good
badass.
Time. Totally.
Anything else you want to finish with? Anything you got coming up, real estate wise, or any new gigs on the horizon?
So I'm told our next big gig is at Asbury Lanes, which will be killer.
Sweet.
So I think that's like November. So we're like, we just finished this gig. Now we're gonna start this week. We'll pick songs.
Okay.
For the next big one. So we're gonna gear up for. So I'm psyched to play Asbury Lanes. That's a pretty dope place.
That's awesome. What's the band name?
Infamous.
Infamous.
Yeah.
And is everyone local?
Yeah, pretty much all scattered around. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's like this was like it's almost like the fantasy football draft. Like, you know, you end a season and then you see who shows up next time, because I know like our singer actually goes to Brookdale and she's got a new class schedule, so she can't come during weeknights. So we'll probably lose her. So we'll be, and I don't know if I can talk about Jason, but he's probably not coming back for this semester of band. So his band will be without a singer. So I think everything's going to start over.
Nice.
Figure out some new bands, new band names, new set list, new place.
It's
cool.
Awesome though.
Yeah.
You gotta let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I want to go.
Yep.
Especially, I haven't been in the lanes yet. So
yeah, November. So I'm gonna start practicing "Killing in the Name of."
Do it.
Probably light my bass on fire and get down to Asbury Lanes.
There you go.
Sweet. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, Evan. Thank you very much.
You got it. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Yep.